Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana. Jasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Swami, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Nitai, Gaur Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Śrīla Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, Text 50. Panchabhe kurute swarthan. Panchabhi kurute swartham. Panchavedata panchabhi. Panchavedata panchabhi. Ekastu sodashena trin. Ekastu sodasena strin. Shayam saptadasho snute. Shayam saptadasho snute. Panchabhi kurute swarthan. Panchavedata panchabhi. Ekastu sodashena trin. Swayam saptadasho snute. Shamigurute Shvartam Panchabhi, with the five working senses. Voice, arms, legs, anus and genitals. Kurute, performs. Swarthan, his desired interest. Pancha, the five objects of the senses. Sound, form, touch, aroma, and taste. Veda, knows. Atha, thus. Panchabhi, by the five senses of perception. Hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and feeling. Ekaha, the one. Tu, but. Sodasena, by these 15 items. And the mind. Trin, the three categories of experiences. Happiness, distress, and a mixture of both. Swayam, he, the living entity himself. Saptadashaha, the 17th items. Ashnute, enjoys. Translation purport by His Vankesh Prabhupada ki jai. Above the five senses of perception, the five working senses, and the five objects of the senses, is the mind, which is the 16th element. Above the mind is the 17th element, the soul, the living being himself, who, in cooperation with the other 16, enjoys the material world alone. The living being enjoys three kinds of situations, namely happy, distressful, and mixed. Purport. Everything engaged in work with his hands, legs, and other senses, just to achieve a certain goal according to his concocted ideas. One tries to enjoy the five sense objects, namely form, sound, taste, aroma, and touch, not knowing the actual goal of life, which is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Because of disobeying the Supreme Lord, one is put into material conditions, and he then tries to improve his situation in a concocted way, not desiring to follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nevertheless, the Supreme Lord is so kind that He comes Himself to instruct the bewildered living entity how to act obediently and then gradually return home back to Godhead, where he can attain an eternal, peaceful life of bliss and knowledge. The living entity has a body which is a very complicated combination of the material elements, and with this body he struggles alone, as indicated in this verse by the words ekastu. For example, if one is struggling in the ocean, he must swim through it alone, although many other men and aquatics are swimming in the ocean. He must take care of himself because no one else will help him. Therefore, this verse indicates that the 17th item, the soul, must work alone. Although he tries to create society, friendship and love, no one will be able to help him but Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his only concern should be how to satisfy Krishna. That is also what Krishna wants. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam vraja People bewildered by material conditions try to be united. But although they strive for unity among men and nations, all their attempts are futile. Everyone must struggle alone for existence with the many elements of nature. Therefore, one's only hope, as Krishna advises, is to surrender to him. For he can help one become free from the ocean of nations. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore prayed, Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budho kripaya tava pada pankaja stitadhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O Krishna, beloved son of Nanda Maharaj, I am an eternal servant, but somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of nations. And although I am struggling very hard, there is no way I can save myself. If you kindly pick me up and fix me as one of the particles of dust at your lotus feet, that will save me. In a similar way, Bhaktivedanta Thakur also sang, Anadi karama phale padi bhavarnave jale tari bare na dekhi upai. My dear Lord, I cannot remember when I somehow or other fell into this ocean of nations. And now I can find no way to rescue myself. We should remember that everyone is responsible for his own life. If one individual becomes a pure devotee of Krishna, he is then delivered from the ocean of nations. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vijayane Nivishesha Srinivadi Paschadadhistarine. This is the conclusion of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Is right here in this very purport and verse. If you can understand it, this is the conclusion of the Bhāgavatam. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam braja is mentioned. Krishna also explains in the Bhagavad Gita that give up everything, surrender unto me. And Prabhupada explained here somewhere concocted ideas. To give up all your concocted ideas and surrender to Krishna. All the problems in the world will completely solved when you can take shelter of Krishna. Because why? Because Krishna is the one who can solve the problems. He is the source of everything. Everything comes from Him. Samaham sarvabhuteshu nemajastis inapriya je bhajanti tamam bhaktya mai teta suchapriya. Krishna says, je bhajanti, one who worships me, je bhajanti, suchapriya, he is dear to me. Samaham sarvabhuteshu, all the living entities I am equal to all. But je bhajanti, those who worship me, I am equal, I am very dear to them. Suchapriya. Priya means dear. All the other attempts in the material world, everyone must struggle for existence with many elements of nature. And people bewildered by material conditions try to be united, but although they strive for unity among man and nations, all their attempts are futile. It's useless. Srama eva hi kevalam. Bhagavatam says, if you don't have Krishna consciousness, it's a futile endeavor without Krishna. You see this material world, this situation today. They have everything you need. Car, home, a nice home, near the sea, you can get fresh air, nice, you design your own home, right? Piece of land, family, bank balance, a good job. All the things you need materially, and you have it. But still, anxiety is there. Underneath there's suffering is there. Struggle for existence. That's why Krishna says, Abrahma bhavana loka punaravartina Arjuna. From the highest planet in the material world is Brahma Loka, down to the lowest planet, Abrahma bhavana loka, this place of misery, this suffering. That's the reality. They try to hide it. No. It's all very nice here. Somebody dies, they put the body away immediately, take away, because they don't want to show people that we are suffering, we're dying. Immediately they put away, clean it up. Everything facade. It all looks good in the front. Material world, it all looks good. But behind is all full of suffering. Like a deer, a young deer. When they're born, they're jumping around, yeah. Everything is smooth, so nice feeling, young body. And they're eating the grass, jumping around. Doesn't know the tiger is coming. That is our situation in this world. We think everything is going so well. Omicron, coronavirus, stress, anxiety, jobs lost. We think we have got it all. Secure life. You work very hard to secure your life. Insecure, secure. It's a big word, huh? Security. There's no security in this world. Aparayam atastanyam, Krishna said. There's another world. Aparayam atastanyam. There's another world. That world is Vaikuntha, spiritual world, where there's no sun or moon or electricity. It is self-satisfaction. Atmaram, full of happiness. We forget that. We try to make ourselves a permanent situation in this world, but it's full of misery here. We work so hard to build a home and live a good life, have family, but suddenly the reality of the material world is that it is full of, like I said, we struggle for existence. Only Krishna can deliver us from this struggling material existence. That's why it's mentioned here. Anadi karama phale parivavarnave jale tarivarena dekhi upai. My dear Lord, I cannot remember when I somehow or other fell into this ocean of nations. And now I can find no way to receive myself, to rescue myself. We should remember that everyone is responsible for his own life. This Prabhupada is saying this in this purport. If an individual becomes a pure devotee of Krishna, he is then delivered from the ocean of nations. Only Krishna can protect us. Not Brahma, not Shiva, not Ganesh. They cannot protect you. They can give you happiness, they can give you a better home, but they cannot deliver you from these nations of material existence, take you back home, back to Godhead. They can give you a better life. That is only an entanglement. They can entangle you in this world. We're trying to unentangle. We were trying to go back to Krishna. We don't want to stay here. We want to go to Krishna where we can live eternally in eternal happiness. Everyone's looking for happiness, but that happiness is not here in this world. Abrahma bhavana loka, that's why Krishna says again and again, this material world is a place of misery. And our effort to stay here is a futile endeavor. Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked, what is the most surprising thing? And he said, we see everyone in front of us are dying. And I'm thinking, it's not going to happen to me. I'm okay. We never think, I'm going to be next. In fact, we are dying every day. We are dying every day from the childhood, the body that we had when you were young age. We don't have it anymore. What happened to that young body? That means we are dying. Death is coming. And one day we have to completely die. I mean the body. We have to give up everything we have in this world, temporary or short-term. Sukha, the happiness in this world is temporary. Like you eat a big plate of food, and you're hungry again. Again you have to eat. So, Krishna says, Aprayamitasthanyam, come to me. That's why he's playing the flute. Come to me. Come on, look at me. Here I am. No, I have to look here first. Somewhere else. We're having arati and then you're looking somewhere else. We're having Guru Puja, you're looking somewhere else. Krishna's calling us. Come on, come. Sarva dharman parityaja. Surrender unto me, give up everything. He's telling us, he himself came here 5,000 years ago. Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, Krishna is there in his name. He appeared in his name. When he's chanting his name, when he's chanting Hare Krishna, we are associating with Krishna. Krishna is there in his name. That's why we can chant Hare Krishna always, because we are not tired of it or exhausted, because the holy name is Krishna. Krishna is full of bliss, full of eternity, full of energy. He's there in the name. So everything, all spiritual and material comes from Krishna. So if you want to associate with Krishna, chant his name, glorify him. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dirhabata, with full conviction and faith. Satatam, always chant his name, always. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Always, devotees always thinking of Krishna, always chanting his name. Man mana bhava mad bhakta maddaji man mamaskuru. That's what Krishna said. Think of me, become my devotee, worship me. Pay your obeisances to me. Why did he say that? Because this is the process. Everything else is not the process. You can work so hard, earn money, build a nice house, but the only thing that you can take with us is Krishna. Everything's going to be here. Like the Christian, they say, ashes to ashes. Our body itself will become ashes, ashes to ashes. Nothing. That's the reality. We don't think of it. We work so hard and at the end we get nothing. Your body is turned into ashes. In India we have plenty of ashes, we burn our body. Here they go in earth, they put it in the ground, same thing. So think about it. You chant Hare Krishna. Every time you open your mouth and utter the name of Krishna, every time you chant Hare Krishna, every time you read the verse from the Bhagavad Gita, from the Bhagavatam. Today is Gita Jayanti. Is the day when Krishna himself spoke the Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago. Jayanti, victory. The victory is when we are on the Krishna's side, not on Maya's side. Everything is Krishna's, Maya too, but better to be on Krishna's side. Just like if you have a tree, and right next to the tree there is shadow. You want to be, so material world is his reflection. There's no real pleasure here, it's shadow. Like in Indian they say, hey, backside, behind us. So this material world is a place, Krishna explains. So Gita Jayanti, today Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago. Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Sakha Cheti. He said, Krishna said, Arjuna is my friend and a devotee. So that's why he was qualified to hear Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is not only for Arjuna. It's meant for all the people of this world. It's written down, Gita Mahatmya. The glories of the Gita. Gita Bhasya by different acharyas, they wrote commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada, he wrote the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Jatha Jatha, right? Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why did he say as it is? Because if I say, Mataji or Prabhu, can you bring a glass of water? And then you go to get the water and you're thinking, oh, maybe Prabhu will like milk better. Put some milk with nuts, like in India they always give you fresh milk in the morning with nuts, saffron. But he asked for water. So Bhagavad Gita, jatha jatha as it is, no speculation. As Krishna spoke, exactly, his pure devotees, manovishtam avijayate. His pure devotees, they do exactly what Krishna wants. No speculation. That's why Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamakam Saranam Braja. Krishna said, Bhagavan Uvacha, surrender to me. So, someone who translates the Bhagavad Gita, his interest is not his own interest, is in the interest of Krishna, because he loves Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita has to be written by a devotee, like Prabhupada. That's why he's called it as it is. Someone who doesn't like Krishna, a professional Bhagavad Gita writer, a professor, they were giving talk about Bhagavad Gita in the university. And then he's finished, he go outside, light a cigarette. So Bhagavad Gita has to be written by a devotee, one who is a devotee. That's why Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. He didn't say, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Krishna said, in my opinion, this and this. Then the meaning, the real meaning of Bhagavad Gita, which is to surrender to Krishna, is lost, is not there. We get a different idea. That's why it says here, concocted idea, concoction. If you want to make a roti, a chapati, right? Indian Matajis, they are really good at making chapati. So you make a chapati, and then you ask me to make. I make chapati in the kitchen, big stack, 70, 80. After 1 hour, there's still chapati left. Because they're very ugly, and they're very thick, not cooked properly. And chapatis come from the Indian homes, Matajis, they're gone instantly, because they know how to cook it. So my point I'm making, we have to follow the system. Bhagavad Gita we have to read, that's written by his pure devotees. Written by a Vaishnava, Prabhupada, jatha jatha, as it is. No concoction. In my opinion, you will not become a single devotee. That's why Srila Prabhupada, when he wrote the Bhagavad Gita, hundreds of devotees, you ask any people that they became a devotee, they said, I read the Gita. It's very difficult to sell books, distribute books. But those who, Prabhupada said, those who distribute my books, they are topmost devotee. They are like soldiers, they are in the street distributing books. Very difficult to distribute books. But you have to have a taste, like chanting Hare Krishna. I love chanting Hare Krishna because I just feel so good. Similarly, there are devotees who like to distribute books. It's not easy to stop people on the street and distribute them books. Maybe some bad books like pornography or something, they will take it. But they look at the book, oh no, religious, no. So it's difficult. So we have to pray to Krishna. Oh Bhagavan, oh Krishna, please allow me to serve you. Please allow me to distribute your books. Please allow me to associate a devotee. Develop taste for chanting Hare Krishna. Oh no, I don't want to chant Hare Krishna, here we go again. No, we have to have desire, initial desire. That desire, Krishna is there, I am sitting in the heart and I give them the guidance when I see them they are sincere. So when Krishna sees your heart, He's sitting in our heart and He sees you, you're enthusiastically, genuinely want to serve Him, then He sends people to you. They, yeah, how many books? Do you have books? Krishna will send sincere souls. Prabhupada said, when he went to America, he sat down under a tree and people came because he was so sincere to follow the instruction of his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Thakur. It is not easy to go to America with no money, elderly man, no place to stay. But because he has surrendered to the instruction of his spiritual master, he said, I don't care. I'm going there. My purpose is to follow the orders of my Guru. And he said, I'm here now. Make me like a doll, make me dance. Engage me in your service like you brought me here. Engage me. Allow me to serve you. So when he had this attitude, Krishna will send the sincere soul, like Prabhupada. All these sincere people came. This is how we have the ISKCON movement today. You go in the street, oh no, I'll distribute this book, I'll do this. You'll be struggling. We have to the humble attitude. Tinarapi suni chaina, tarorapi sahisuna. Humbler than the grass, tolerant than a tree. That's the criteria to chant Hare Krishna, to serve Krishna. I'm going to do the kirtan. You have a sore throat, you can't sing. I have to go see Mataji for treatment. We have to have the attitude. Pray to Krishna, how I can serve you. That's why Radharani has the hand like this. Why she has the hand like this? She's blessing us. Blessing people come to. She's merciful. She is Ladini Shakti. She is pleasure potency of Krishna. She is most merciful, magnanimous. So she's blessing. So, if we go to distribute books, it's a very difficult job. I met you yesterday in the street. He came back after 1 hour. It was very tough. I remember the first time they sent me out on the street to distribute books, way back in the 80s. I just came here from India in 1980s. And they were dropping off devotees different places. So they dropped me off a big box of books and Peace Street Mall in Sydney. So they said, don't come home till you complete the box. I said, oh, and I couldn't stop anybody. It's so tough. Everybody was rushing. I couldn't stop anyone. So I got really, really frustrated. 1 hour I couldn't stop anyone. So I had to think of ways. So they told me you have to different mantra. And then there was one devotee named Brigupati, a very famous book distributor. He used to be in Sydney. So he showed me how to stop people. He's a very tall, big guy, American. And he punched them in the arm. Hey, good evening, sir. Are you out of town or are you from here? Hey. And then it works for him, not me. I'm a small guy and I saw a punch in the arm. They looked at me, what are you? Like, hey, good evening, are you out of town? They look at me like, who are you, you know? I thought, this doesn't work, this mantra. So I was really frustrated. 1 hour went by, I couldn't distribute a cracker, you know. And I was like, oh, Krishna, what to do? And I had this big box of books, a BTG. So I was thinking, I was like really angry. That time I was only 16. So I was like, these karmis, you know, they're just rushing around for material life, you know, just like this here. I'm thinking, I'm not going to use any line. I'm going to just stop them. So I said, hey you, stop right there. Give me $20. No lines. So I'm not going to even try to sell books. I'm going to do the gang style. And he stopped. He said, hey, here. Yeah, bye-bye. No books. So then that was like inspiration. After that I was just selling books like hotcake. That went well. So I told this story when I got back to the temple. They was laughing like you all. I said, I'm going to try this. And it doesn't work, you have to be my color. They say you're like a really gunda. They say, oh, they're scared. They give you the money. So, but I was really determined to distribute books, really determined. 1 hour went. But I wasn't disturbed. I was very frustrated, but I didn't give up. I was thinking, I'm going to go in the shop and have a drink. No, I was going for it. So 1 hour went by, I kept trying, because Krishna was testing me. What's my reaction? How I'm going to deal with myself? So sometimes result doesn't come. You have to work hard for it. Krishna sees, this is my point, Krishna sees your endeavor, your sincerity. He's sitting in a heart. That's what he says in Bhagavad Gita. He said, I'm sitting in a heart. When he sees you're sincere, he'll guide you. Just like Prabhupada. He sat under the tree, he said, I'm here, I'm not attached to the result, I'm executing my orders of my Guru, sincerely. I'm not giving up. I'm here now, send sincere souls. And these people came. This is how a movement started. So we have to understand this technique. Be sincere. We're not trying to be a big hero. Arjuna was the real hero. But he said, I'm a soul surrendered unto you. Swadhi mam tvam prapannam. Arjuna said, I'm a surrendered soul. Please instruct me. That was his idea. That was his mentality. We have to be sincere to surrender to our Guru. Arjuna didn't say, oh, you're God, you're my friend, I have no worries. But still, he had to be humble. And he was a special person. Arjuna, Sakacheti, he is Krishna's friend and a devotee. So he is the chosen one, he is the qualified person. Prabhupada is the qualified, he is the chosen. His godbrothers went, and they came back, they were impossible. No meeting, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no TV, what's left? He couldn't convince anybody. He said, I couldn't do it. They all came back, his godbrothers. Because Prabhupada was the one who to do it. He is the chosen one. But you can also see his attitude. It wasn't easy, he had a heart attack. Others, he went, they came back. Prabhupada kept going. So we are going to be tested. So when you go out to distribute books, it's very tough. People, I remember I was at the Bhaktivedanta Manor in UK, and the devotees, they have two groups of devotees. Brahmacharis, they have the Sankirtan devotees. Their job is to just go every day and distribute books, And so I said, I want to be part of that, because they get all the special treatment, special prasadam. I said, yeah, you have to go, you have to be part of that group, go out and distribute books, then you will get that treatment. I said, yeah, okay. So I went, so tough. Australia is much easier. And I had this clipboard. So you have to have a clipboard, as if you're writing something. You're just pretending to be. So the idea is to stop people with that. At least get them to stop, to talk to you. So they whack that in their face, and then, what do you want? Then you got conversation going, and they can start to talk and distribute books. I couldn't do it. It was freezing cold, England, and windy, and people, they just want to get home. It's freezing cold, finish work, they don't want to be bothered by anybody, anyone. Super tough. And I was just so cold, I said, I'm going to inside the shopping mall, it's warm in there. And so that was the day, that's it. I said, no, I'm not doing, I'll just have simple prasadam. I don't need this treatment. So tough. Those surrendered devotees, every day they go out. That's why Krishna says, those who preach my glory, they're dear to me. You can have a good time here, everything's going for you, people serving you. No, they work for it. I remember I was in a Gurukul. I'm from ISKCON from childhood, and We went to see one Maharaj when I was in the Gurukul. So we're all sitting with him, and they bought him big plate of prasadam, steaming hot halwa, puris, puffed like that. And we don't get to eat that thing in India. That's only for sannyasis. And we were like, oh my God, when are we going to get that? And he was eating in front of us. So he said, when you become sannyasi like me, you can also eat. I said, oh, I'm not going to be a sannyasi forever. So I was thinking, like in a bad way, but they worked hard. They deserve that prasadam. That's the attitude we should be. They work really hard. So, if you want to be a soldier, a real soldier in the battlefield, we are in the kitchen cooking, we're also soldiers, because when they get back home, we feed them. So they need prasadam. So everyone is in the family of Srila Prabhupada, working hard, is part of the army. We're all army. We're not sitting here. Devotees work really hard. And I woke up today 3:30, and I'm still here in the temple. By the time people go to work, we already been up 4 or 5 hours. They say, oh, Hare Krishna, get a job. We've been up already from 4 o'clock while you were sleeping. And throughout the day, we have so much duty to do, cooking. Devotees are very hard-working. In fact, those people out there, they're not doing their job. Their real job, Satakatim hi Vishnu. Our real job is to serve God. Purpose of human life, our real existence is to serve Bhagavan, is to serve Krishna. If you don't serve Krishna, then you're going to suffer, like it's mentioned here. So, we are devotees. If you have a family, you have children, you have to have a job, but in your mind you're thinking, my real job is to serve Krishna. Other things are just artificial. You have to do it for the purpose of surviving. But underneath, you're anxious to go to the temple. You're anxious to serve Krishna. Like a lotus in the water, but not touched by it. You're working, Krishna says, you're working hard, you're associating with karmis, non-devotees. It's not easy to chant Hare Krishna and at the same time you have to maintain the family and work out there and earn money, and you need to chant your rounds, associate with devotee, take prasadam, read Bhagavatam. Where's the time? But because you make the effort, you're thinking, oh Krishna, please forgive me, I have a family to maintain, but I really want to chant nicely, I really want to associate. You're always eager in your heart. That itself, Krishna appreciates. So Krishna will make arrangement for you. He'll make life more easier. But we have to have that desire, that strong desire in our heart to serve Krishna. You have everything going, nice family, nice children, everyone is, oh, Hare Krishna, very behaved, everything like Balaram and your sister, son, everyone is really good. That's all working, going well, smooth. And you're thinking, Aram se, I've got everything going, I don't need to chant Hare Krishna. That can slip in also in our attitude. So that's why we have to always remind ourselves, material life is not everything. It's uncertain. Suddenly, disease comes. So we need to always remind ourselves, my real business is to serve Krishna, is to go back to Godhead. Everything else around here is assist that. So even as devotees, we have to remind ourselves how I'm going to chant my rounds with quality rounds, not Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, finish, I finished the japa, 16 rounds, no worries. Put the beads there, and on the racket, pick it up the next day because you got it around. Satatam kirtayanto mam. We need to chant always. Not just 16 rounds, finish rounds, japa like a machine gun. Chant with quality, with love, with feelings, affection. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting, tears coming from his eyes, torrents of rain. There's so much tears like they're collecting in a bucket. Tears from his eyes. Gadgada, his voice choking up, here standing an end. That's the quality of chanting. That's the definition of love. Oh Krishna, where are you? The Goswamis, they're running after Krishna. Are you under this tree? Are you under this hill? Where are you? They are the purest devotee of Krishna. They are eternal associate of Krishna. They were in that mood. They are with Krishna. Prabhupada, why Prabhupada is sitting there in straight cross in front of the deity? Because he wants to see the deity. All our temples, our deities, Prabhupada, he's right across in front of the deity because he wants to see Prabhupada, Krishna. And his eyes soft, tears from his eyes. He's looking at the deity. I've seen him when he's chanting Jai Radha Madhava, eyes closed. When he opened, there's all water in there. We're chanting. So we need to have deep love for Krishna. Not everything is going well. No. It's all Krishna's mercy. It's all Prabhupada's mercy. It's his hard work. We have everything we have today, the comfort we have today, is his hard work. Don't even think for a moment that I deserve it. It's his mercy that I have this nice prasad, this nice temple. Everything that we have, we simply need to manage it nicely, maintain it nicely, for his pleasure. Don't think that I'm here to enjoy. Temple is not meant for lazy people. This is, Prabhupada, our spiritual master, has worked hard to establish this movement. If everybody in Melbourne chanting Hare Krishna, then we can sit back. There are so many people, not devotees. There's so much work to do. You go to distribute books, everybody, no thanks. Especially Indian people, they say, oh no, I already have. But they're not practicing, they're eating meat, everything. How many Indian restaurants are vegetarian? In India, we are so fortunate. Krishna himself appeared in India, Lord Ram. Dharma Khetre Kurukshetra. India is a place of religious. Lord himself appeared there. We are so lucky to take our birth there. Krishna is our doorstep. So we come here, we imitate to be Westerner. That is the greatest unfortune. Bharat Bhumite, our real job as born in Bharat Bhumite hoila manusya janma jar. We've taken our birth in a religious place like India, Bharat Bhumite. We are very fortunate. Sarthaka kori kara para upakar. Our real business is to sarthaka, is to preach to others, be successful in our own life spiritually. Isn't it? So Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna today, 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years, 100 years, doesn't matter. Instructions is as ever fresh. Prabhupada, he left his body in 1977, but he said his instructions here. He is here in his instruction. Krishna is here in his words. When you read Bhagavad Gita, those are his words. Yogakshema bahamyam. He said, I carry what they lack, preserve what they have. He's carrying for you vegetables, fruits, not from the supermarket. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanad anasambhava. From the rain comes grain. And because of the rain, the rain comes because of yajna. Jagat bhavati parjanad, jagat karma samudbhava. Because of sacrifice, your sacrifice, there's rain. Because Krishna is bringing foodstuff, fruits, vegetables, rice, grains, milk. He's bringing for us. It's his mercy. He's carrying it. Yogakshema bahamyam. Bahami. Bahami means I'm carrying it. I carry it. There was this Mataji and the Brahman So this Brahmana was reading this same verse, Bahami. He said, so she said, I don't believe that Krishna carries, God carries, like he said. So the Brahman, the two word, Yogakshema Bahamya, I carry what they lack, preserve what they have. So he cut that. He cut it. Because she said it's not like that. She said, so they both were arguing. So the Brahmana went begging. Those days the Brahmanas, they beg, what they get, that's their meal. They don't keep it for the next day. They have it in the same day. That's the Brahmanas. So he went begging, he couldn't get a thing on that day. Meanwhile, small boy came to the house. The Brahmana's wife was at home. This boy is bluish color, and he was carrying vegetable, rice, milk, like people bring here at the temple, they put it here. So this small boy is carrying and put it down. He was tired. So he turned around and he saw two big cut in the back. He said, oh, he is so beautiful and you're so cute. And who did that to you? She said, your husband. In a Bahamyam, he cut that too. So he had that cut in his back and he went away. So the Brahmana came back home. He couldn't get anything. He was begging the whole day and he came back empty-handed. And then she had all this food at home. He said, wow, who bought this? But you cut his back. Then he realized, when Krishna says, Bahamyam, his instruction, his words is non-different from him. You understand my point? So Krishna is giving us everything. He is the owner. When he says, I'll protect you, do not worry. If you become sincere to serve me, I'll send, I'll help you from within. He means it. He is not making false promises like our people, human beings and leaders. Oh, vote me. After some time they forget. They're filling up their pocket. They forget the citizens. Krishna is all loving, all merciful. He sacrificed himself for others. Sudama Vipra, he came to see Krishna. Krishna himself was worshipping him. He's God. He got down and he was worshipping, washed his feet. So Krishna, he worships his devotees. He's humble to his devotees. He's enjoying seeing his devotees enjoying. So material world, it's explained here, this material world is a place of misery. To read to you. Although he tries to create society, friendship and love, no one will be able to help him but Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Sridam sarvabhutanam kettamam santi michchati. Krishna says, I am the friend of all living entities. I can't say that. I am the friend of all living entities. Only Krishna, because he's sitting in everyone's heart as a super soul. We are not sitting in everyone's heart. He may have your wife, children. They're individual persons. You're not sitting in their heart. If they're in distress, you're so far away. You can't do nothing. But Krishna is in your heart. He'll be right there for you, immediately. When people have misery, they go running to the hospital. Only Krishna can help. Your dearest person, rich person, they can help you. So we try to create society, love, friendship. Without devotee, these things are failure. You see, people become devotee and you have so many friends who are not devotees. They say, I become Hare Krishna. You can't watch TV anymore, you can't eat meat anymore, you can't, so many things. You have to give up. But we have a higher pleasure. Our pleasure doesn't depend on sense gratification. Our pleasure is simply chanting Hare Krishna. Suppose you eat all day, halwa, puri, breakfast, lunch, we're going to die. Even we are not the enjoyer. We can't eat all day and night. Eat less, do kirtan, that's more happy. If we think you're enjoyer, okay, sit down, have a big breakfast, and then big lunch, and then don't do anything, sit around. You'll die. So what gives us pleasure? Service. Sevan mukahe jivadao, swayam meva sprittada. Seva, through service. Our happiness through service. Some people say, serve the humanity. We don't serve the humanity. We are serving Krishna. Krishna didn't say in Bhagavad Gita, serve the people and not me. He said, Sarva Dharman, serve me. Man manabhava matma, become my devotee, worship me. He didn't say, serve the humanity. He said, you can serve me, through me you can serve the humanity. That's the point. Big tree, if you want to have a nice fruit from a tree, what do? You look for a tree that is very good tree, that produces that fruit. That's because that tree is being nourished nicely by watering the root. So, if you want to have a nice tree, what do? You water the root of the tree. Then you will have a nourished, not eat leaves and fruits and branches and flowers. You don't water all that area. You water the root of the tree. Then the whole tree is nourished. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you worship me, everything is automatically taken care of. And we go to, oh Bhagavan, oh God, give us a daily bread. Oh, He's making bread for you. Toast your bread and putting butter on it. Oh yeah, thank you. You can go now. I don't need you. I got my bread, daily bread. He is not like that. Everything Prabhupada used to say, rasaham apsakonteya. Prabhupada used to say, when the devotee drinks water, he's thinking the taste of the water is Krishna. We're always thinking of Krishna. By His mercy we can move our body. Maya dakshana prakriti, this material energy, is working under His direction. Nothing moves without His mercy. That is the devotee understanding. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. You can be a rich man, strong, big muscle, you work out every day. Krishna just goes, He takes your breath away, you're dead. You see this Atlas, the universe, he's lifting the universe, sweating. Oh. He hardly can move his body, he's got the universe. Krishna later Govardhan here, little finger, now struggling also. Ananta Shesh, he created this universe. So Krishna created this universe, at the same time he is aloof from it. His energies are working, he himself is free from it, his energies. He's playing with his flute in the spiritual world. He is not out there working, building, construction work. His energies are working, different energies. Parasya Shakti Bibidya Sruyate. Parasya Shakti, Bibidya, different energies that working under direction of Krishna. Any questions? Because I can speak hours and hours, no worries. That's how I was trained in the Hare Krishna movement. Trained to speak the philosophy, trained to be a Vaishnava. I'm not, but trying to be. So this is what I learned. So I'm good at it. I like to, I enjoy it. This is why I like Hare Krishna, cooking, singing, preaching. There's three things you need to know if you want to preach Krishna consciousness. You can feed people prasad, nice talk, philosophy, and kirtan. That's all. Isn't it? Pravachan, prasad, kirtan. When people comes here, we don't tell them so many things. We don't have just nice talk about everything, bye-bye, no pusharum. No, we have pusharum. So these three things we have to know. Progress of a nice temple is when we can see so many books are going out, the book distribution. So you have to be a preacher. Preacher means one who can distribute books. It's not that we distribute books and we don't even know what's in it. We have to know what's in it also. I gotta give you a slap, say, what's in it? Hang on, I have to go to the temple and find out. When we Google it. No, we are meant to know what's in it. So, these three things. Any questions? So today's Gita Jayanti. Everyone try to distribute some books. And to your friend, someone, if you can find someone to, in the street, like I said, it's very difficult, so you can find someone who can accept. If they said, I already have, just give them another one to give to someone, like that. So he'll be blessed by Krishna to distribute books, one or two, whatever. If no one takes, you just buy 10, keep it for your home, and some friend comes on your son's birthday or daughter, whatever, you give it away. Something like that. So make an effort to get some books from the temple. Prashn, Chris Prashn, hey. Yes, any? What is this? Yeah.
Because it's Gita Jayanti and this came from the Yamaduta speaking. So there is one nice verse. Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Gita Ganga Jala Kanika Pita Sakruta Piyena Murare Samatcha Kriyate Tasme Yamena Chacha. It says Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Gita. If every day you read a little bit Bhagavad Gita, Ganga Jala Kanika Pita. You drink a little Ganga Jala every day. Sakruta Piyena Murare Samatcha. And if you serve Lord Krishna a little bit every day, Kriyate Tasme Yamena Chacha.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of death, you will have no debates, no interview with Yamaraj.
Jai. Really? Nice verse, huh?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the class.
Yeah. No questions then? For some, it's going to be 9 o'clock or maybe earlier. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.